Yeah, it's your boy Bang Bang SG, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. You already know what it is, it's the gang.
Bando season, streets say they need me. Baby, I'm a hustler, nah, baby, I'm a demon. I come from the...
All right, y'all, so we have Bang Bang SG off the porch with us today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Happy to be here.
Welcome to Atlanta. I know you come out here sometimes, but what are you working on while you're here?
Well, I came here to see you guys. We're gonna hit the studio, get some work in, link up with some producers. We have your event tomorrow. Shout out to Kim, Todd, Mikala. We're gonna come through your event, show some love, and just kick it, enjoy the city a little bit.
Now we gotta get into your background because I find it really interesting. So what part of Philly are you from?
I'm from uptown, like the Germantown area. Like my neighborhood is like Haines Street. Like my block, like where I be at every day is like Mechanic Street, the Archway. Like if you want to get real particular.
Give us a little insight on your upbringing up there.
Well, like how it looks compared to like the rest of the city is like the nice part, just like from face value, like just looking at it. But it's just as gritty and shady as like everywhere else. And I think like people look at us like pretty boys, but ain't pretty up there at all.
And you're from a pretty tough area, so just being able to put on for your city, what does that mean for you right now?
Everything. Cause it's like, this time last year, I was just like wanting to do this and wanting to accomplish these things, but I was just sitting in the hood not really knowing how to attack it or how to get to these places, and now I'm here, so it's like, I didn't know I was gonna get here. I just knew, I knew I was gonna get here, I didn't know how, but now being here is like, it's like real like mind blowing, like that I really got to certain places and reached certain goals that I set out for myself.
It's such a blessing.
For sure.
Now, what's the craziest thing we could witness in Philly?
Shit, what can't you witness in Philly? Shit, you might go to a cookout / baby shower / shootout / bike fest / car show. You never know what you might see when you go outside of Philly. I ain't gonna lie, it's in a wicked state right now. Like, so I just try my best to like stay out the way. I don't really go outside too much, like to hang. Like most of my friends, like they come kick it wherever I'm at, studio or crib, whatever. I try to like stay out of harm's way as much as possible, because it's like the more notoriety you get, the more of a target you become, you feel me? On both ends, from people in the street and just from like authority figures, you feel me? Because they don't understand everything, so sometimes they thinking like you representing a certain thing, and it's not that you represent it, it's just that you showing what you come from and what you made it out of, and sometimes people take that the wrong way.
You know, I see a lot of times where people, you know, they make it and they can't go back to their hometown. Is that the same case when it comes to Philly?
No, because I feel like small town cities like Philly, it's like it's not, you always have to go home. Like you gotta go home to even be in tune with the rest of the world. You gotta go home and get your Philly, recharge on your Philly-ness, you feel me? So I feel like no matter where I live at in the world, I feel like I will always have a place home. I will always go home as much as I can, no matter what. I might not do the same things when I'm home, but I love home. I always go home. Like I always love Philly, no matter what.
Now, what age did you officially jump off the porch?
I don't think I ever was on the porch. Honestly, I was like one of them little kids that was like real smart, like school smart, but like that made me real inquisitive about a lot of the wrong things. So I knew a lot young, and you know how that go. You think you grown. I kind of grew up fast. I don't think I ever really was like a kid for real, for real. Like once I cracked teenage years, like I was doing all types of shit, like getting locked up, placements, juvenile placements, stuff like that.
What were some really tough experiences that you had to go through while being in the streets at an early age like that?
One time I got arrested. I was on a corner in my neighborhood, and somebody I grew up with was showing me a gun. And he was showing me the gun. We was standing on the corner, like out in the open, like just acting like it was just us and nobody else in the world. And we was just young and dumb, but he was showing me a gun and the cops was pulling up. And like he was like pushing the gun on me, like, and like kind of like brushed off and like faded. And I ended up getting locked up. And I was like probably like 14. And that was like my first taste of like doing things with people that can get you in trouble and them not owning up to their part in it. You feel me? Like he could have easily been like, that's my gun, or give me my gun. He like just pushed it off and like ran, like it was like a matter of like better you than me type stuff. Like, so, and with girls, like me being in the industry, like women, groupies, stuff like that, I had like an experience young where like a girl like lie on me. So like how I interact with women now older is like, I don't really be on like too much aggressive stuff. Like, even if I really like a chick, because like you never really know with girls. Like sometimes your personality could be intimidating, you don't even know it. You feel me? So I had a real traumatic experience with a girl growing up that kind of like shaped me.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, so like with your mental and experiencing, you know, that situation that you just told us at 14, like what was really going through your head?
I was confused, cause like when you young and you really like didn't do nothing wrong, or you feel as though you didn't do nothing wrong, you don't be understanding why you getting punished. So like that was the main thing for me. Like I honestly didn't do nothing wrong, and I just couldn't understand like why she couldn't just accept her side of the punishment. Why you gonna bring me down? Like if you was being promiscuous or you was being fast and you had to deal with that embarrassment, I just felt like she should have just dealt with the embarrassment instead of going all dragging it out and bringing me down into something that you know I honestly didn't do. I mean, it all played out in my favor in the long run, and I cleared my name, but it's just like, it's crazy how fast you could just be in a situation that you don't want to be in. And
even with the gun situation, because that wasn't even you. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And during your time off the porch, what was one of the biggest life lessons that you learned?
I got shot 5 times. So like, I just started realizing like I wasn't like living life. Like I was waking up every day just doing the same things, and then like I got shot, started realizing like, damn, if I would have died today, like what did I really experience in life outside of the hood? Like, and at that point I really didn't experience nothing. So it made me like start like enjoying life more, like really getting to know myself as a person, like not just like doing what everybody else was doing or like what I seen people do. I really started like figuring out like what did I actually enjoy doing in life, and then I started doing those things. Like if I wanted to go somewhere and my friends didn't want to go, I would just still get up and go, and I see y'all when I get back type stuff.
And you know how, okay, for instance, people that aren't from the hood, they're like overly obsessed with it, like want to be down and all of that stuff. But since you've actually had to experience the hood shit, like what are your thoughts on people who come in and they just try to be so hard and like try to be so hood and they're really not?
I think you sick in the head for one, because it's like when I think about like, all right, when I think about the type of respect that I get in my neighborhood or like the type of respect I get in my city, I think about what I had to do to earn that respect, whether it be some good things and people look at me and be like, yo, he a nice guy, I give out turkeys to my neighborhood on Thanksgiving, you feel me? So that would make someone in my neighborhood give me a different kind of respect. Or I might have did some unmentionable things that people in the street respect me for, that I know like if I wouldn't have did those things, people wouldn't talk to me or treat me this way. So when I see people think like they just supposed to automatically get this respect just because you said you this person or you say you this way, it's like, bro, it's people out here that really died, that sacrificed their life, their freedom, their livelihood for their family or for their kids to like do this shit. Like, bro, you think it's a joke? It ain't a joke. It's not a game at all. Like, you feel? And I seen a lot of people play this game thinking it's a joke, and real stuff happen to them that they can't take back. They get caught up and jammed up, locked up, like in 6ix9ine case, or some people die, you feel me? Thinking it's a game, clout chasing, and you could clout chase to the wrong person and it could be over, you feel me? So you just gotta be mindful of that. Like, everybody not playing, this not a game, this not entertainment to everybody. Some people are really gangsters and they can make their gangsterness entertaining to people, But in real life, it's not a game, you feel me? You play with the wrong person, you could be punished for that. So I just always just move around, treat people with respect, you feel me? You don't violate me, I won't violate you. You violate, we gonna demonstrate.
And what are your thoughts on the current rap game right now?
Music-wise, I feel like it's the best that it's been since the last few years. I feel like it was like a lot of gimmicks and shit. I feel like it's back to like straight music, like fire music, fire production, fire visuals. Ain't really too much extraness. Now you gonna have the extra stuff, but I just feel like it's a lot of people setting themselves up for failure right now. You famous, everybody in the world know your name, know your face. Can't get away with the same things you was doing before. You gotta be mindful of that. I feel like that's one thing a lot of artists don't realize when they're bigger than what they used to being. Like you gotta realize that. Like you gotta realize when it's your time. Like, I can't do certain things. I can't, or I can do them, but it's not what you do. It's how you doing it.
And now that you're officially in it, what are some things that you say that you like and dislike about it?
I like it because I get to meet a lot of people that I look up to and admire. But I hate it because it's like, you see the worst out, like it bring the hoe out of niggas. Like a nigga be on some hoe shit and then like, he'll be on some hoe shit Friday and then he'll see you next Friday and act like he never did the hoe shit. Like that's some sick shit. Like you could treat me one way in LA and see me in Miami and be like, oh, what's up, bro? Let's hang out. Yo, we gotta work together. We gotta do that. And then like, what's your number? And they'll be, had your number stored in their phone 3 times already. Like, bro, you not trying to work. It's cool for us to just see each other in passing or traffic. I ain't with all the fake stuff. Like if you rock with me, let's build. You feel me? We don't gotta like jump and do no music or do no business right away, but we can build. Don't act like you mess with me only when you see me. Like really try to get to know me, because I be trying to get to know people. And I ain't gonna lie, that's one thing about the music industry you gotta realize, like everybody not trying to get to know you.
Yeah.
Like it's not real life. It's more business than anything. So like people you might have an interesting conversation with somebody, or y'all might be somewhere and y'all click, but you gotta be mindful that sometimes every conversation might not go past that, and you can't take it personal.
And you know, a lot of people are curious to figure out what's going on in Philly with the music scene. So, you know, since you are there, how would you describe the current scene right now in Philly as far as music?
Uncovered diamond mine. That's how I look at it. Like it's a bunch of diamonds in there just waiting for some people to come and scoop them up. Like it's a bunch of talent. It's a bunch of talent, a bunch of hot rappers, singers, videographers, producers that's just not getting heard. They not getting seen. They not getting their presence felt. And I feel like people seeing me make it or get progress or come on platforms like this, it'll make them wake up like, all right, you can get there too. Like it might be rough for you right now. It was a time period where I was making zero progress, and then I just made a big leap within the last 6-7 months. So it's like you gotta just have that mentality, like just work. I'ma just work, and if I put out quality work and I be consistent, the right person gonna find me. Like the right person out there gonna find me. And you just gotta have that mentality. Like you gotta be willing to sacrifice. Like you gotta be willing to wake up some days and you're gonna be down, all the way down, but you gotta be like, man, you gotta just figure it out. Like if this what you really want, then it's like, all right, let me just get through the day and tomorrow could be better. Like we're gonna try something different tomorrow. Like you can't just get too down on yourself.
What do you think is gonna take for Philly to finally get the buzz that they really deserve?
Me. I'm gonna be the one to do it. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna get on, share all the fame with everybody, share all the plugs with everybody, share all the money with everybody, and I'm gonna be the realest nigga in the city like I'm already am. But on a different, bigger platform. It's like I share now with niggas, like just off them being on my project, 2 people on my project about to get deals. You feel me? Just off of me sharing my platform with them. So it's like we could do that all day. It didn't take nothing away from me. I didn't lose out on deals because they got deals. I didn't lose out on fans, views, nothing. It didn't take nothing away from what I had going on. And 2 people's lives just changed. So that's 2 people on a checklist. Now we're going to try to make it forward the next time and double up and double up.
I know that's right.
Yeah. Me and my man Talk, we got a deal. We said we going to put Hellcats and Trackhawks through the whole city. Like, we gonna turn the city up.
Now you gotta tell us about Snatch Gang.
Snatch Gang, that's my crew. That's like, it started off on some neighborhood shit, and then like, I started doing music, and you know, like when you start doing music, you want to put as much as your own personality into it as you can. So my name was already Bang Bang from my neighborhood, you feel me? And Snatch Gang was already something that we was already repping. We was already pushing, we already had like our own little slang and logos and stuff like that. So I just brought it over to the music and stood on it and just made it my company, made it my brand, and just made it a part of me. Like I'm Snatch Gang. Like when you see Bang Bang SG, know that's Snatch Gang. We snatching through your city. And you know what I'm saying, you're gonna feel us when we come through.
Now, as you transition from being in the streets to a full-time artist, how has that been for you?
Rough, because it's like when you used to doing things a certain way for so long, it's like learning how to walk again. Cause you gotta you gotta kill all your hustler habits and turn them into businessman habits. So it's like, for instance, like if you're a hustler, if a person just thinking like hustler and you make fast money no matter what it is, you got a side hustle or whatever the case may be, you might spend your money frivolously or like be a little loose with it. But like when you thinking about business, it's like it be times where I want to do something fun and I be thinking like, I gotta pay this producer, or I gotta get this song mixed, or I gotta shoot this video. So it's like I prioritize more just by doing music, because I'm thinking like, all right, if I was just me, what I would be doing? Clubbing, getting flying vacations and stuff like that. So it's like I figured out how to work and play. So it's like, all right, boom. If I want to go to Miami, all right, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Miami. I'm gonna shoot 2 videos. I'm gonna shoot a vlog. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna rent a car. All right, cool. I can have some fun in the midst of me working, and that's what I try to do. It's hard. Like I be wanting to do so much stuff like for my own personal reasons, and they be like, no, you gotta do some music stuff. You gotta be responsible. You gotta do this, do that. Like I wanted to go to the club tonight, but I mean not tonight, but like after my hosting, I wanted to go to the strip club, but I'm gonna lay low. I'm gonna just go to my hosting.
Out.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go to my hosting, get the work done, get ready for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying, start fresh.
And it's also like when you're used to living a fast life and you're used to like everything being so fast with the music industry, it takes so much patience. And I think a lot of people jump in it and they give up because they see how much you really gotta put the time in for
years.
it.
Sometimes it takes years for you to get that gratification. Like I've been doing music since 2013. This is my first big platform that I ever did an interview on outside of my city. So it's like, it took me 8 years to get that. You feel me? It took me 8 years to get verified. It took me 8 years to get a feature with a A-list artist. It took me 8 years to get these looks, but I never gave up because I seen me being here 8 years ago. I didn't know how I was gonna get here, how long it was gonna take, but I seen me here. The whole plan was just to figure out the in-between. Like, all right, I'm here now, I'm going there, I'm getting there no matter what. Like, nobody not stopping me, you feel me? I'm gonna get there. But the whole plan is like, all right, what's the route? Like, all right, I'm going this way, I'm on some local shit. All right, the local shit not really working for me. All right, boom, let me try the back door. Let me go reach out to some people I know in Florida. Let me reach out to some people I know in LA. All right, cool, boom, that's working. All right, boom, that works, this didn't. We're gonna try this on the next go around, but we're gonna double up. And I just try to always learn from my mistakes. I didn't really have a lot of people that like groom me through or like usher me through, so I had a lot of trial and error. And now I get that information to the artists that I know that don't have it, so it could be easier on them. Why would I watch you struggle if I already did? There's no point.
And with your career, what would you say is the biggest risk that you took that paid off?
The EST Gee record. Because that was my first time actually like spending like a lump sum of money in music. Like I would spend like $1,000, $2,000 here, like here and there. Like it wouldn't be consistent, you feel me? And I started seeing like, all right, if I'm investing a certain amount of money into certain areas, I was making real progress. So I started seeing like, all right, this is where I need to spend my money at. This is where I need to cut down on And when I got the record, I was just like, damn, this is my first time. Just like, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm coming from the street, so I'm like, I'm meeting a stranger, giving them my money. We in the studio. You don't really know like how it's gonna go. If they gonna be lazy, if they gonna be cool, cordial. Cause you know, like some people just come, do the song, get their money, they out. And there's not no friendship, there's not no hangout, none of that. But so it was an experience for me. So it was like, all right, I'm giving them this money. Boom, I got the verse. I'm sitting on the verse for almost a year. So now I meet my manager, boom, and it's like, all right, now we gotta take the next step into getting a video, getting the song cleared, getting clearances. It's like, all right, boom, now I'm really getting into the game now. Like I'm not just a local guy getting beats off YouTube, putting it out, hoping people like it. Like I'm really becoming a businessman. Like I'm really becoming an artist and an entity to where as though like people gotta take me serious now. And it was like the best gamble I ever did because it was like all the people I was chasing all the years, DMing people, A&Rs, DJs, everybody I ever tried to contact came and contacted me once I made that move. So it was the best move I could ever make. If you got the money to invest in yourself and you feel like your music hot and people not giving you that listen, then do a feature with somebody that's hot. Do a song that caters to both of y'all and still they fan base like I did. It worked for me.
Now you've gotta tell us about the infamous Meet Clubhouse room and how it's tied in with the start of your career.
Well, if you know anything about Philly, you know like it's a small city, so like everybody know everybody. The biggest stars know the smallest people in their neighborhood, like on an intimate level, like first name basis. Like if you see somebody, you be like, you know, an NBA player from Philly or a big time rapper like Meek or Tierra Whack or Uzi, and they be like, you know him? You be like, yeah. 9 times out of 10, they probably really know him. So like we had prior interactions and stuff like that, and he was just like asking about like the frustrations of Philly artists. And like what did I feel like he could do more or whatever. And I was just telling him like access, communication. A lot of information that I didn't have, if I could be able to reach out to him or someone of his stature, then maybe I could make less mistakes. Maybe I can get further. Maybe I can know a little bit more about the business of the music industry and not just the music part of it. And you know, it was like a debate. It was give and take, back and forth, and a couple other people gave their opinion. But for the most part, I feel like it did more justice than it did harm because I met my manager. I met Barreline, which is the top A&R at Interscope. She helped me get my song cleared with EST Gee, which led to me getting a feature with Babyface Ray, which led me to meeting a bunch of people, 21 Savage, a bunch of producers, and just getting people in the industry on radar, like who I was, and like, cause I was always somebody in Philly, but you know that don't matter in the music industry, like, but it mattered later on down the line when people do get familiar with you and then they call their friends and they say, hey, you know, Bang Bang is like my name good, you feel me? Niggas calling or A&R's calling, yo, what's up with the guy Bang Bang? Is he good? What's his street credibility like? Or what's his work ethic like? Is he a reliability? And my name is good. I conduct myself properly, feel me? I'm not on no nigga shit. We do quality music, quality visuals, you feel me? So I made myself stand out to a point where it's like people gonna respect me for my work. It don't really matter like what I did in the streets and none of that. That's cool for, I guess, how would you say it, like, for someone to vouch for me.
Yeah.
But other than that, like my work speaks for itself.
And getting a little deeper into your music, who were some musical influences for you?
My favorite rapper was Jim Jones growing up.
Really?
Yeah, so I was kind of like unorthodox. Like it was kind of like outside the norm for him to be my favorite rapper. Like, so like now I just sit back and laugh like a bunch of like the clothes or the culture, how it is now, like how people give them their flowers now, like Dipset moved the culture. Like in high school, like I was weird for listening to Jim Jones. Like everybody was listening to Drake and Kanye West, and I was Dipset, Jim Jones out. So like that's all I would listen to. So like if you listen to my music, like a lot of my mannerisms or words that I use is like stuff that I got from them. I got my name from Jim Jones because one of his ad-libs was Bang Bang. And I guess he had a friend that died named Bang Bang, and they called him Shoot 'em Up Bang Bang. And that's what my friends started calling me for whatever reason in the hood. But you know, it just kind of stuck with me. But he like my main influence, how I dress, how I talk, how I shoot my videos, how I approach my music, my image, everything. But as far as lyrics go, like I listen to a lot of Jeezy, a lot of Pusha T, a lot of Eminem growing up, Drake, Kanye West, Rick Ross, Beanie Siegel, Meek, Major Figures. I mean, like the Philly rap scene is so powerful that it's like you could not listen to no industry artist. You could just listen to all Philly people, and you would be all right. Like, for real. Like the underground scene is like, it's crazy. I feel like in the next year you're gonna see about like 20 new Philly artists. If I got anything to do with it, you're gonna see 20 new Philly artists bubbling.
And what made you decide to finally take that leap of faith and pursue your career full time?
Opportunity came. I really didn't have a choice. It was like I worked for so long and set myself up for these opportunities that when they came, it was like you either going full or you gonna rise to the occasion. Like my manager came, opportunities came, BET came, Rolling Loud came, all these opportunities just came, and it was like, what you gonna do? What did you do this for? Did you do this just to get fame, or did you do it to really put the work in? Like now it's time to put the real work in. Like we've been in, maybe in the last 2 months, we probably been in 4 cities, like over a 2-week period of time, just recording, shooting videos, networking, whatever it takes. Like, so it's like, this was like the second wind of it. Like, all right, the music part, me being in the studio, shooting videos, that was like the easy part. I could do that now. I done mastered that part of it. Now it's like traveling, networking, meeting people, building relationships, staying in contact with people, doing favors for people, like all types of stuff. It's just like, I'm getting real active. Like,
you are.
I'm getting real active. I feel like I'm finally in the industry. Like I'm in the game, I'm off the bench.
And just watching your progression, like, it's been coming real fast. Like, you've been everywhere. That's a blessing. It's so awesome to witness.
For real, we was in LA at Yo Gotti birthday party, and the next day, him and EST Gee was shooting a video, and we was just chilling. And his assistant had caught my video on BET Jams, and then like she went on Instagram, and it was all over Instagram, and they thought like I was signed already. Like how crazy the rollout was, like They thought I was signed already, and they was asking me like, you signed? Like, no, I'm not signed, I'm independent. Like, they like, you independent? Like, you got a distributor? I'm like, no, like I'm independent, like loaded up myself type independent. So like he was tipping my hat, Yo Gotti was tipping my hat, like, man, I see you working, like you hustling, you feel me? That was like a fulfilling moment for me.
And your sound, like, you still can, of course, tell you're from Philly because you got that Philly style, but it's so different. And I always say, like, different is what's needed nowadays. So, personally, how would you describe your sound?
I mean, of course, I say I got an East Coast sound, but I'm mindful of where the game is at now, so I try to get more of a Southern feel to it, but I still try to keep like my East Coast Philly flow to it. So it's like, I just try to like cater to like what's going on now. Like I know I want to get played in the clubs. I know I want to do shows. So it's like, yeah, me giving you pain and heartache I'm gonna give you that all day. But it's like I need records too. So I just be trying to get them songs, like them hooks. I be working with writers now, letting producers give their creative input into it. Cause I just look at it like, now that I'm in it and I'm really seeing like the creative process of like how people make these super duper mega hit songs. It's like, it's a collective. So like, I'm just being more open to that now. Like, it's not just me and my ideas anymore. Like, it was kind of hard, like pulling like tooth and nail, but I'm getting better with it. Or like letting people in and like taking advice and like taking direction on the music and stuff like that.
We got Catch a Body with EST Gee, but you recently dropped your debut project, Bando Season. You got to tell us the creative process behind that one.
It was kind of tricky because like I said, when I met my manager on Clubhouse, so like when I met her, my project was basically done in my eyes, but like that was just me thinking from a local standpoint, because like I had like YouTube beats, so like we basically had to like flip the whole project. So like I went through all the songs that I recorded. Excuse me. I went through all the songs I recorded within like a year process, and I like kept like 4 of the hottest songs that I could reach out to the producers, and then we just went back in the studio and we just went in that mode. We came to Atlanta for 2 weeks. We locked in with a producer named B Rex, and like it was so crazy because we was in the studio for 3 days straight, and I couldn't make a song. Like I just wasn't inspired. And he cooked up the intro to Bando season right on the spot, and we cooked it up in like probably like 15 minutes. And he gave me that energy back, and then the next day I went back home, and then I recorded a song there, and then like I think we might have been like 60% done, and then like me and my manager had an argument one day about she was telling me about I needed some stronger songs for the project, like. And you know, me being an artist, I'm thinking like, man, I got all the songs that I need. And we had like an argument back and forth. And I got so mad, I went to the studio and I made Alone, which ended up being my favorite song on the whole project. Like, it was like one of my most vulnerable songs, one of my most heartfelt songs. Probably my favorite song that I've recorded to date. And then like, that's when I started feeling like, all right, the project is like done. So then like I had the Babyface Ray song, which was late nights. I had the open verse for a while. So I was debating if I wanted to get him or if I wanted to just keep it to myself. But I was just thinking like, this is a big record, like to me. And I didn't want it to fall on deaf ears. So I was just like, I'm gonna see if I can reach out to bro and get him on this. And I sent the song over, he liked it. He actually sent the verse back within like a couple hours. And I was hyped. Like anybody, if you follow me, I posted the DJ Khaled video with the vocals, cause like that's how excited I was, cause I just felt like my project was finally complete, and I just felt like the world was finally about to hear what I've been working so hard on, like for the past year and a half, like, and I've been getting so much good feedback, like it feels good.
Nah, the project is crazy as hell. Like,
Thank you.
You did what you had to do.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And I did want to ask you, like, how was it working with Babyface Ray?
Well, actually, I didn't get to meet him. That was more like an industry call. Like, I reached out to his people, I sent them the verse or whatever, and they got back to me with the verse, and we worked out the kinks in between. So I never really got a chance to meet him. We wanted to shoot the video Rolling Loud, but he had a lot going on, so we're gonna get the video done on a later date. So you can look out for that soon too. So hopefully when we meet, we get to kick it. Hopefully we build a relationship.
And I know with Catch a Body, that's also on the project with EST Gee, you guys actually got to link up and make the visuals. So how was it working with EST Gee?
It was like we was like two sides of the same coin. Like when we met, we recorded that song probably in like, no lie, like 30 minutes. And that was just because we was listening to beats. That might have been like the third beat Forever Rolling played. And we did the song and we just kicked it for like 3 days. And we just got to know each other, hung out, talked about where he was from. Cause I was a fan, you feel me? That's why I wanted to do a song with him, because it was getting to the point where I was listening to his music so much. I was like, yo, I gotta meet him. And it just so happened that we had a mutual friend. So I linked up with him down here in Atlanta. We cooked up the song, we kicked it for like 3 days, and then we just kept in contact, and it just so happened he had a show in Philly. I'm like, bet. So we linked up, shot the video, I brought him to my projects. He met my mom. We kicked it at my projects, he met all my friends, and then like, he just always like kept it like open communication, like it was business, you feel me? And I respected that. But he kept an open communication with me, like, yo, anytime I'm anywhere in your area, anytime you free, you know, you always welcome to come kick it with me. And he had another show in Philly, he brung me out. He had a show in Jersey, he took me, he brung me out. I went to his album release party, shared a special moment with him, feel me, watched him get his first #1 album. And when I met him, he was basically in the same predicament I'm in now, like. So it was motivating, you feel me? When I met him, he was right in the same spot I'm in now, doing interviews with you guys and stuff like that. And now look, he had the #1 album in the country, so I know I'm on the right path. And he just always just like give me game. Like anytime he could throw me a oop, like he introduced me to Yo Gotti, took me to Yo Gotti birthday party, took me to his video shoot. We was chilling with Gotti, we was at the studio. He introduced me to 42 Doug, Jeremy Gas Gang. Like he linked me with whoever he could possibly link me with. Like that's my man. Like we locked in for life. Like, And he told me that, like, he was like, bro, you believed in me early. You know what I'm saying? We tied in for life. Like, that's my dog.
And getting back into your project, Bando season, what would you say would be like the message that you would want the people that listen to the tape to take from it?
Can't nothing stop a hustler. At the end of the day, I ain't had no resources. I ain't had no manager. I ain't had no people that was reaching out to help me. I ain't had nobody to pay for my stuff. I just hustled and gave it all I had. And I went until they couldn't not notice me no more. I hustled until they couldn't overlook me no more. They had to give me some recognition. They had to give me some acknowledgement. They had to say, no, that boy right there, he putting that work in. No, his music is that. No, he deserve a shot, because it was getting to the point where you gotta realize it's a race. No matter how you put it, it's a competition. You gotta separate yourself. What makes you different than the other 20,000 rappers that's saying they real niggas, they got money, they got chicks, they got drip, they got swag, whatever the case may be? What separates you? What makes people want to buy into your story over buying into his? And you got to be authentic, and you got to give people the real, the good, bad, and the ugly. And that's what I had to learn. You try to hide some of my flaws, but you can't. It's all a part of the story. You feel me? It's people that's watching me now, that watching me go to Rolling Loud, and they like, damn, I remember when you was recording in somebody's basement. So it's like, it's all about the journey. You can't cheat the process. It's all about the journey. And I had to realize that. And once I embraced that, I made a lot of progress.
We got your buzzing single, Catch a Body. We got the debut project, Bando season. So what is next for you, Bang?
Next is my next EP. We don't got a name for it yet, but I got an EP I'm locking in with one producer. I don't want to tell you yet, though.
You ain't got to spill the tea.
But yeah, I got another EP coming before the year drop. More visuals, more singles, more heat. 2022, we coming out swinging, locked and loaded. We done mastered it. We done learned from our mistakes. We done built all our ties, all our relationships, all our bridges. Now it's time to get this show on the road.
And before we wrap up, do you have any last words or shout outs?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Vinny, man. My dog, Long Live Pablo, man. He the reason why I do this. He was my biggest fan. He was my biggest supporter when I ain't had no fans. When I ain't had nobody caring about what I had going on. When I ain't had nobody believing in me, saying like to do this music stuff, he was with me. He was down to go to the studio. He was down to pick me up and drive me. He was down to help me pay for beats. He was down to hit people up to tell them to listen to my music. He was down to get me on shows. He just believed in me, and it was like, every time I wanted to quit, I just would always think of him. Like, if he was here, I wouldn't be able to quit. He wouldn't let me quit. So I just always kept it in my mind, and it's like, now you could live through me. I kept your name alive. I kept what we always said we wanted to accomplish, what we always said we would do. I did all the things that we said we was going to do. I did them, and I'm going to do more. You feel me? So it's like, I just want him to know that, like, I did this for him. Like,
Bando season, streets say they need me. Baby, I'm a hustler, nah, baby, I'm a demon. I come from the ghetto, but I lead the streets like Jesus.